hi. What are you howling at? Are you howling at the moon like a coyote? Except for you're way more handsome.
Whew. Boy, did I have I had a challenging 2024, I did. It's weird because I met my goals. Well, I'd say 2 out of 3. But it was hard. It was just a hard year. I'm just tired. I just feel drained. Like my soul feels tired from this year. And as I'm sitting here on Christmas Eve, I'm not feeling merry and bright. I'm just not. I'm not feeling the Christmas spirit. And I admit that it's been hard for me ever since my stepdad died. Just hasn't really been the same. And I've been on the road. So I've been reflecting a lot lately as we go into 2025 because I've been thinking, man, I met my goals for the most part in 2024, but I have new goals and new priorities going into 2025. And I felt a lot of ways this year that I just doesn't work for me. And I'm realizing that I'm typically pretty good at setting boundaries with situations and people and things that don't serve me, but I did way too much of putting myself in uncomfortable positions this year in order to appease those around me. And that's fucked up. Like, we shouldn't do that as humans. We should never diminish what's inside ourselves as people in order to make other people happy and comfortable. That's not healthy. No, that's not healthy. So for the past few years, I've been picking 3 words for each year. In 2023, my words were simplicity, serenity, and success. And I really stuck to those words because in 2020, 2021, and 2022, I went across the country. I did a ton of extensive traveling, and I was really learning who I was as a van lifer and really rediscovering myself as a person. Then in 2023, I decided, you know what, I'm going to stay in Arizona, I want to save money, I want to keep the miles off my van, and I just want things to be simple. And it was. I had a great 2023 because it was just simple. Like, nothing crazy happened, nothing dramatic happened. It was just a very casual year, and looking back, like, that was good. I want more of that. Coming into 2024, I had 2 main goals. My first goal was I really wanted to spend more time and travel more with my van life friends. I wanted to be able to meet up with people, travel with people, whether it was for 1 night or 1 week or 1 month. I wanted to spend more time with friends that I've made on the road. I 1000% did that. I went above and beyond. I camped and traveled with so many different people throughout the entire year in so many different places and states. And I'm so glad I did that. It was awesome. The biggest challenge with that was the money that I spent. I spent way too much money on additional travel this year, and I ended up pulling from savings. And I'm not... Looking back at it, some of it was worth it and some of it was not. I could have budgeted better during my really extensive trips, but I didn't, and that's my fault. So, but life is a learning process. So I learn and I grow, and now I know. So I spent a ton of time with van life friends, and that was amazing. My other goal was to, and these are goals I made back in January. I'm not really into like New Year's resolutions. That's why I kind of like set goals for myself. My other goal was to lose 20 pounds. I also exceeded that goal. I ended up losing 43 pounds and I maintained it all year. and I'm really happy with that. I feel good physically. I made really great lifestyle changes. I'm stronger. I have more energy. I'm extremely proud of myself for doing that. And for now, just making better, more conscious decisions about, what I'm putting into my body. So I'm extremely proud of myself for that. My last goal was to grow my YouTube, but that didn't quite go as planned. I did grow, just not at the rate I wanted to, but I'll continue to improve. So I'm bringing that goal with me into 2025. In 2025, I'm also prioritizing finances, especially the first 6 months of the year, since I did take so much money out of savings for travel. And the other thing that really hit me hard was Winston's vet bills. And Winston's health, having to battle some issues that came up throughout the year, that was extremely stressful for me. Not just the financial part. Honestly, the financial part with Winston's health, I will always get through that. I will always find a way. But just, you guys know he's my soulmate. So having to go through all of that with him, and he turned 13 in September, so he became a teenager, and that was tough for me as well. I try not to think about the fact that he's aging, but it is. So I feel like, especially the last 6 months, I've really been working on acknowledging that and accepting that, and we just take everything one step at a time. But that has been very exhausting for me because I just want him to be healthy and happy and to thrive. So Winston's vet bills, vet appointments, and health issues took a pretty big toll on me this year. I think that we're on the right path though now with his health, so that's good. And I want to spend my summer 2025 in Creede, Colorado. So I'm working on setting myself up for success for doing that, because by the time I get to Creede, oh, by the way, do you like my new Arizona State Sun Devils beanie? My brother got this for me. New beanie, who dis? Peach Bowl, January 1st, who dis? Playing the Texas Longhorns. Okay. ADHD, Amanda, Mrs. Ma'am. Crap, what was I saying? Oh yeah, Creede. So by the time I get to Creede, because if you've been following me at least since the summer, you know how much Creede kind of changed my life this year. And by the time I get there for the summer, I want to make sure that I have replenished my savings to that figure that I am comfortable with. I like having a certain amount in savings, and essentially I need to replenish about $3,000 to be comfortable with that number that I'm at. And I want to make sure that's done by the time I get to Creede. I have Winston's senior blood panel and cardiology appointment in April, so I need to make sure that not only my savings is replenished by June, but that I also don't have to take money out of savings for those appointments in April. So I am really prioritizing finances pretty super hard this first 6 months. And if that means that I can't travel as far, I'm not trying as many foods, I'm not, I'm willing and motivated to make any sacrifice that I need to make in order to not spend as much money and replenish my savings account. So that's a big priority of mine. But I also decided in 2024 that in 2025, I don't want to be coming back to Phoenix in the summer. I am done. After being in Phoenix for 25 years, I am done. My mom is moving out of Phoenix officially. She is moving up to Payson full time. And we kind of made the decision together, because when I came back from Creede in September, I was like, I'm done here. I'm spending my summer in Creede next summer. And she was like, you know what? I'm done here too then. I'm moving to Payson full time. That's going to be it. So I have a lot to do in this next 6 months to prepare for that. But again, I'm so excited about it that I'm feeling very motivated and encouraged. Having to come back to Phoenix and deal with the heat, I think we had rain like 2 times this year. That was a big challenge for me in 2024. it was just a struggle, especially when I fell in love with Creed and also when I fell in love with Greer, Arizona. Having to come back to the desert was especially difficult, like ultimate depression difficult. That's how much I love those magical places that I went to and spent a considerable amount of time in this summer. So between really transitioning, well, from the very beginning of the year, making it a goal to travel and camp more with my friends while losing weight, making lifestyle changes, while stepping out of my comfort zone to do a lot of extensive traveling. And a lot of that traveling, I was moving very quickly, which is something I don't like to do. I tried it. I don't want to do it again. And granted, there were reasons why I was moving so quickly, and I was like on a schedule and I was having to drive a certain amount each day, but I don't want to do that again. I'm so freaking tired. It was so tiring. It was so exhausting. I'm just not built that way anymore. I used to be many years ago, like in my 20s, but my van lifestyle is very deliberate. It's slow. It's laid back. I am very low key. I want to keep it that way. And I learned that. So I can still do all those fun things and go meet up with my friends in different states and go to events and do all of that. But I need to make sure that no matter what, I am putting my needs first, because I didn't do that a lot of this year. And I kind of lost myself in the process. I did. Ultimately, I am going in reverse a little bit for 2025, although I have a lot of really exciting things on the horizon, like going to work cattle in Creed, Colorado in 2025 over the summer. I am doing it at my pace, at my speed, and at my comfort level. And I need to do the same for Winston, because he is 13. Even though he's not the one driving, because somehow, some way, he still can't drive a vehicle. I don't know what happened, but it's like he's 13. Like, physiologically, he's like 64 years old. Like, come on, dude. Can you please learn to drive the van so I can rest a little bit? In any event, it's still tiring for him, having to move at a quick pace. So that's where my priorities are. My goals: get to Creed, replenish my savings, make sure Winston's good, and remember that I need to do what's best for me and for Winston. And whatever energy is around me, I'm going to match that energy. Because I don't care who you are, whether you're a friend or a loved one or a sibling or whoever. If you give me only 50%, I'm only going to give you 50%, because I don't have it in me anymore to be given 110% to people who are giving me 25%. I don't have time for that, no. And nobody should operate on that level, because that's exhausting. It's exhausting. My words this year were dream, discovery, and determination. I discovered a lot physically around the country with Winston, but I also discovered what I want and what I don't want, and what suits me and what doesn't. I was determined to lose weight. I was determined to spend time with my van life friends. Knock that shit out of the park. I did. And in terms of dreaming, well, I'm always dreaming. That's why I live in a van and I travel, because I have big dreams. I'm always dreaming. And looking back, I don't really know where dream fits into this year for me. But I always have big dreams, so I'm moving forward with that. I haven't chosen my 3 words for 2025 yet. I think I have an idea, but all I know is that I'm going to do better for me going into 2025. And we're going to start that off with an incredible Adventuring with Amanda meetup in Quartzsite, Arizona on January 24th through 26th. It's coming up, y'all. We are a month away. I'm really excited. And I'm glad that all of you were here for the journey with me through 2024. You guys, especially during my struggles with Winston's health, you guys are really there for me. And it means more to me than you will ever know. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch, for always being here, for always supporting me and having my back. I love you more than you will ever know. I hope everybody has a wonderful Merry Christmas, and let's get excited for 2025. I think it's going to be a good year. Thanks, guys. I'll see you next time.